Hi, my name's Shannon Ree Maher. 2 years ago when I was 17, I suffered a stroke. I was in 5th year in secondary school and I was on work experience in a primary school because we have to do a week of work experience. And on the Wednesday morning I woke up and my left arm was really heavy and tingly, and obviously the first thing that didn't come into my head was stroke, so I just thought I slept funny on my left side or something. I went into a work experience and for the whole day I was losing my balance, I was feeling dizzy, and then I went home and I just went straight to bed because I wasn't feeling well, and I tried to avoid mum and dad just in case. Do you know, they were like, oh, go to the doctors, because I hated going to doctors. And then by the Friday I could not use my left side at all. I was a bit worried. I started to get really worried when I couldn't open doors with my left hand, or I couldn't walk my left leg at all. That's when I started to realise, oh no, something's seriously wrong. And when like my dad did because he saw the stroke advert and he was like, lift your arms up, so I lifted my 2 arms up and my left arm would just fall straight back down. It just wouldn't work at all. And then I'd say that was on the Saturday, and then on Sunday I was like, it's still not better. And then that's when I kind of realised, oh no, like something probably seriously wrong.
I did say to her, I think you had a stroke, but I wasn't, it was a guess. And the way she was acting, it didn't look like a stroke to me, not to the advert stroke, the way they say you hold the arm up if the arm drops down. She was still in control of herself, but it was like a numbness. It seemed numbness to me, and I just couldn't put my finger on it.
So I said if I wasn't better by Sunday, I would go to the doctors, and then Monday I went to the doctors, and then he sent me to the regional after that because he, in medical terms, said it was left hemiplegia. I thought it was a virus or something. I didn't think it would be anything as serious as it was when the neurologist came in the room and literally told me I had a stroke. I laughed at him and I just didn't believe it, and I remember my mum and dad's face, like they were just in disbelief themselves, like they couldn't believe it.
Unfortunately, to have a stroke at that age, or anybody at that age, even when I was told she'd had a stroke, it still didn't really sink in. It's just beyond comprehension at such a young age having a stroke.
Never in a million years would I have thought like a week later I'd be diagnosed that I had a stroke. And the rehabilitation team came out to me and they said, do you have pets? And we did. So she said, like, try and get more pets, and we obviously weren't, but then mum and dad went out to buy one and they came home with 2. So I was thrilled, and yeah, they really distract you from, like, you know, your own kind of what you're going through, so you have something else to concentrate on. Dad takes them for the walk most times, but when I can I do take them for a walk myself, but sometimes we live up half-mile lane and sometimes it's difficult for me to even get down the half-mile lane, so I just take them as far as I can.
It's hard for Shannon Ree. It's hard for us as parents as well, because every question she asks we can't give her an answer to because we don't know ourselves. I don't think there's any parent out there with a child that young, because there's no answers and there's nobody to give me an answer, so I can't pass an answer on to Shannon Ree, so it gets really frustrating.
I felt alone and I felt there was no one there. Because there wasn't anyone there, and I didn't know that young people could get strokes. That's why it never occurred to me at 17, oh, I'm having a stroke. And if it did occur to me, I probably would have got to it in time and I probably wouldn't have had the damages I'm left with now. But I guess I kind of just started the blog to try and help other people out there who are like me, or to get in contact with people like me so I know I'm not alone and so we can all help each other. My family, for me, were the biggest key into accepting what happened, because my family didn't try to sweep it under the carpet. When the neurologist said I had a stroke, my parents were like, right, you've had a stroke, we'll work on getting you better, we'll work on trying to make you have a normal life as possible, we'll work on trying to fix everything. But none of us knew what we were in for. Without my family, I don't think I'd recovered as well as I have, or without Headway, where I attend, which is a place for people with brain injuries, I wouldn't have recovered as well if I didn't have them or my family. The only way I can kind of describe it is, you know, when you get pins and needles and that stinging pain when your leg starts to come back, that's what it's like all down my left side, but it's constant most days. When it's at about a 4, I can manage it and I can do day-to-day things, but when it goes above about a 6, that's when I have to sit down and I can't do anything with it. I can't even make conversations with people because it takes too much concentration for my brain to actually make words to talk to people. I don't think there is a coping mechanism for it really. I think it's just one of those things you have to put up with and deal with. You can, like for me now, even sometimes when I have to rest the day before I go out, I'm still frustrated because my friends will be out that day and I can't go out because I know I'm doing something the next day. So you do still get frustrated. Like even to this day I still get frustrated, and I probably will always get frustrated over the fact that my body needs more time to rest and more time to do things. But I just think there is no coping mechanism really. You just have to deal with it. Like when life throws it at you, you just have to deal with it.
Because Shannon Reid became a different person overnight. Once the stroke had come, before she was very shy, quiet, she wouldn't really back answer you, whereas everything, what she thought she would say, she doesn't seem to hold back no more. So in that way, it took a long time for us to get used to some of the outbursts we had, and a lot of it was frustration, obviously, because she was so young. But there hasn't been a big change in Shannon.
Yeah, it affected my left side, and my processing and some of my cognitive abilities have been damaged because of the stroke. And that's why I had to drop out of school when I was in 5th year. For me, I think that was the worst thing, was dropping out of school, because I wanted to go to college and I want to be like my friends in college now. But kind of, I think for me that was just my world ending right there, and I thought my world was ended there.
Well, I always hope there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel for Shannon Reid, because I hope she's going to go on and do what she always wanted to do. But we just know that it's going to take her a lot longer to do what she wants to do now.
Because I didn't get a leaving cert, so I have to try and go the long way around and try to do all the different modules to get me on to further education. I'm in the 2nd year of the vocational programme now, so hopefully by January next year I'll finish it and hopefully be going on to further education.